Ambushing Ariel, Dragon Lords of Valdir, Book 4, by S. E. Smith. Narrated by David Brenin. Prologue. Ariel Hamm leaned down over the paper in front of her, studying the equations on it carefully. She bit her lip as she worked the problems. She wanted to get the rest of her work done so she could have some free time before bed. She was just finishing up the last one when a high-pitched scream broke the silence. Her head jerked up and her mouth opened to form a small O. She stared wide-eyed at the big man sitting across from her reading the newspaper before jumping out of her seat and taking off down the hallway. Henry Hamm shook his head and watched as his 6-year-old daughter took off like a bullet before releasing a sigh. He wondered what it was going to be this time. He made it to the door leading into the bathroom just as Anna Hamm came barreling through it, shaking. He opened his arms and wrapped them around his wife, who was mumbling curses under her breath. Glancing over his wife's head, he saw Ariel bending over into the bathtub. She lifted something out of it, gently cradling it in her arms. When she turned around, her big brown eyes were swimming with tears, and her little chin was trembling. It was not the look on her face that held Henry's attention, though. It was what was in her arms. The small brown creature was trying to burrow down against her tiny body. Ariel stared wide-eyed at her dad, waiting for his response. "It's all right, Anna. It's just a prairie dog pup," Henry said, soothing his hand down his wife's back. "It's not just a prairie dog pup, Henry Hamm," Anna said, glaring up at him. "It's a whole litter of prairie dog pups." "But, Mama, Ariel had to help them. Mr. Wilson plowed them up and was going to drown them. Ariel couldn't let them die," 5-year-old Carmen argued. "She had to take care of them. She's their mommy now." Anna looked over her shoulder at her oldest daughter. Ariel stood protectively in front of the old-fashioned bathtub filled with yapping prairie dog pups. She then turned her gaze on her youngest, standing defensively in front of Ariel. Shaking her head, she turned in her husband's arms and regarded both of her daughters in exasperation. Last week it had been turtles, the week before lizards, the week before that. Anna shook her head again, more firmly. Ever since Ariel was old enough to walk, she was bringing home every stray creature she could find, and some that weren't even a stray, like the neighbors' cats, dogs, and chickens. The list went on and on.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?